This is Paul McKenna for PT Boxing. I'm here today.
PT. I've noticed something.
What?
Me, Coogan and you carrying too much Christmas timber.
Agreed.
We are, and you're younger than us, so you've definitely got no excuse, but I am out of shape. I'm out of shape. Coogan's an embarrassment. You're okay, you're like borderline, but we've got to get down the gym.
Yeah.
I fancy a weight bet coming on.
Yeah. What are you feeling then? What are we?
Well, I think I've got to lose 7 stone. Coogan's got to lose 8, and you've got to lose 1.
12.
1. No, you're all right, but for your age, I want to watch that.
That's it. 8th day in Leeds. Josh Warrington press conference. Next fight. Him and Stuart Hall on the bill.
Yeah,
not against each other.
Might do one day. You just said that. It'd be a good fight.
Josh taking on AMAGASA.
Yeah.
Obviously, most people have seen AMAGASA with Rigondeaux and give him a tough fight, put him down in the fight. So definitely the most difficult fight to date in Josh's career. So it's going to be a good night in Leeds.
Yeah, I feel quite strange making a trade fight, if you like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's one of those fights where we're lucky enough when we come to Leeds that we could virtually put Josh Warrington in with anyone, and we'd still sell 8,000-9,000 tickets. But what I like about Josh and his team is they want proper fights. They want to be tested. And everyone in boxing hardcores, which normally don't like me, turn around and go, wow, what a fight, Warrington AMAGASA. So that's quite pleasing to get that respect. And I'm pleased for Josh as well, because those same people look at Josh and say, oh, he's just got a load of fans, that's all he's got. No, he hasn't. His resume is very, very good. The people that he's beaten are top level fighters, and actually I think that the victory over AMAGASA will really put his resume right up there with Selby. So and I see that fight a lot closer than people think. So that's the aim, is to make Warrington Selby for the summer. But AMAGASA is a massive, I know when you deal with the fighters' teams, through the negotiations and through what they want, you know how serious they are. So it's like, look, money's not so important. Please give us extra days in the hotel so we can fly in earlier to prepare. Do you know what I mean? That's always a worry. Normally you want to say, come on the Wednesday, mate, from Japan. Don't worry about jet lag. I think the time difference. There is no time difference. So, but he wants to fight the top boys, and he wants to get the respect to people as well. And I think AMAGASA's the kind of guy that you beat and you will get that respect.
Hasn't been out to Japan, and I know.
I'm hoping that'll be the difference.
As you
on
touched
paper,
on up
you'd
there,
have to say it's a 50-50 fight.
I
think the travelling and the support that Josh has got is a huge edge. And that's why I make the Selby fight so close, because I think on performances you'd have to say Selby is the head. But put him in Warrington's backyard and anything can happen.
Well, you know what, as far as it goes with the fans, I remember you telling me probably about 8 months ago now, wait until you go to the first Josh Warrington fight, because I haven't been. And I can't remember the last one I went to, but I was against Brunker, the one I went to. And I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. You know what, it almost felt like a Ricky Hatton type.
It is, it's very similar. It makes me smile. It makes me, when we walk through the doors and I see it, and I think, this is what it's all about. No one likes to sit in an arena where there is no atmosphere, or, it's like being in America.
Like being in Germany.
It's just, but like, when he went to Germany and boxed over there, he sold 500 tickets for an 8-rounder, travelling to Germany. I've never seen faces like the German promoters and the German security watching that lot in the stands. They were petrified, they were confused, they didn't know what was going on. But the good news is it's enjoyable, and but they haven't just got a nice kid, they've got a great fighter. And that's what, and you can only sell it for so long until people go, you know what, I'm not sure how good that Josh Warrington is. But I'm telling you, the answer is he's very, very good. So, it's great to be a part of it, and he's a lovely lad, and he'll fight anyone. Also Stuart Hall and Dave Ryan on the bill. So well, Stuart Hall is in a make or break fight for his career against Guerrero. Guerrero is full of action, former world champion, final eliminator to fight Haskins. And that's a great fight. He's another great lad. He'll fight anyone.
It's like a promoter's dream. This
some
Bill.
guys, they're protected, they get to a certain level. All right. And a good example is Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua ain't got a fight joke. you know what I mean? he can fight, you know, we feel the O2 like that anyway. But he wants to better himself, he wants to take chances. And you know, sometimes promoters actually get stick for not making fights. It ain't always our fault. You know, it's generally not the fighters' fault. It's the people around them. But he's got his dad, he's got Steve Wood, and they're bright as well. And they know what's what. And they know how tough this AMAGASA fight is. But they think it's the right fight to prepare himself for Selby.
Definitely. As you've just touched on there with Joshua, obviously announced a couple of days ago he's going to be taking on Charles Martin for the IBF world title. I believe the priority tickets went on sale today and went out within minutes.
I mean, we know we could have filled Wembley with this fight, but we had to make the fight for April. You know, I do believe as well there's an edge for Josh being in that arena that he's boxed in so many times. The changing rooms that he knows, the walk that he knows, the ring that he knows, the lighting that he knows. I'm talking about 0.25%, but they're important. You know? So we did Matchroom Fight Pass like that. We stopped Fight Pass memberships 3 days ago to give everyone a chance. We could have sold. You know, and people say, I could have sold 1,000 Fight Pass memberships between Sunday and today. That's 30 grand. Right? But it's just, you know, enough was enough. We went on this morning, everyone's on there, not just Fight Pass members, but everyone's seeing if they can get on. And
I believe that the website crashed,
and then it got back up after half an hour. We sold over 3,000 to Fight Pass members, which is great. Eventually, you start seeing the tweaks. Got my, you know, took me an hour, but got it. And I know not everyone can get one, but you know, we all times we try and do our best. Fight Pass, O2 pre-sale. I think tomorrow, if you went to the last Joshua fight, you get a chance to buy again. So we're trying to cover all bases. It's not easy. And general sale will go on sale Friday. That'll only be a couple of thousand. That'll go in 10 seconds. It's like, you know, for every major event, this is what happens. And you know, people say, oh, you can't allow people to resell tickets. You can't stop people reselling tickets.
Of course.
For every event, you know. And our deal with StubHub is face value tickets and face value prices. Simple. But you're going to get people on the secondary sites that sell their tickets. You might have bought a ticket for £100 and you think, oh, well, I'm going to this show, but if I get £1,000 for it, I'm not going. So I put it up for £1,000. Probably won't sell. And most of them haven't even got the tickets. You know, I saw some sites were advertising the fight 3 days ago. They don't tell you where you're sitting. They just say £40 ticket. It's 300 quid. And they hope they go on Fight Pass, they go on pre-sale, they go on general sale, buy some, then deliver it. It's a mess, but it's how it is. And you know, until the government change it, it's how it's going to be for major events.
As far as the April the 9th show goes, announcements coming.
Friday we'll announce the first few fights for that bill. So yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, it won't be the bill that it was going to be if he was fighting a Chisora or someone like that. Because we've had to pay a lot of money,
of course,
to get the heavyweight champion of the world over. But it's still going to be a top bill with big names. And it's going to be a night to remember.
That's it. We're very, very, very close now to Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton. We've seen the gloves are off there a couple of days ago on Sunday, I believe, and they come across well. And everywhere you go, that's all I've heard for the last month.
Everyone backs their man, don't they? I mean, I've never felt so confident about a 50-50 fight. I think Scott Quigg is going to brutally stop Carl Frampton. That's what I honestly believe. And you know, people say, oh, 3 or 4 years ago, you said. And to be honest with you, I don't change how I felt then. I believe 3 or 4 years ago, Carl Frampton would have beaten Scott.
Circumstances have changed since.
He's improved. He's changed as a man. He's got bigger. He's got stronger. He's mentally in a better place. And I can't see how he loses a fight. Maybe wrong. But two great lads, two great fighters. What a celebration for British and Irish boxing. The atmosphere in there. You talk about Leeds. This will trump it. This atmosphere, the February 27th, will be
the mix of the Manchester and the Belfast. It's going to be
fantastic.
And April 2nd, obviously, Echo Arena.
Looking good. Mashers sold about 2,000 tickets already. So you know, Callum, obviously we had the appeal from George Groves to try and get that slung out, but that failed. So Callum against Mohammed, he goes ahead as the final eliminator. Rocky against Rabras. Also Cardo against Dodd.
Question: will David Price be on the bill?
Maybe, and maybe Paul Smith as well. So you know, could be a couple of interesting additions.
What do you make of the news, obviously, with David Price linking up with Dave Caldwell?
Good. I mean, I don't know the size difference.
Would you pay to see them on the pads?
I know, but I don't know whether he's going to do the pads because he's got a pad man, I think, as well.
Maybe.
But I think Dave Caldwell is one of the best trainers in Britain right now. Not just that, he lives and breathes it. So you know what you're getting, 100% commitment. I thought he was outstanding in the corner against with Ben Bellew against Masternak. No bullshit, just tells you how it is.
That's it.
You know, you're losing this fight.
Yeah.
You've got 2 rounds, you win these 2 rounds or you're finished.
Yeah. Bang on.
Rather than you're doing well, keep going, mate. You don't need that. So Dave Colwell I like personally, I like professionally. I think he's a great trainer, and you've got a lot of top young trainers coming through, and you've actually got a lot of top trainers full stop in Britain right now.
Definitely.
So not just the boxing side, but the training side. We're top of the world, baby.
That's it. Anything else you'd like to add? I think I've covered.
No, I think that's about it. Eggington against Ski is 2 weeks on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's a great fight, great bill in Birmingham. Just Brooke against Bizier.
Yeah.
Got a big fight announced for that card tomorrow.
Yeah.
Allen against Towers as well for that card. It's great times for British boxing.
Yeah. Great times for British boxing. Great times for PT boxing as well.
PT's on fire.
Yeah. You enjoying it?
You know what PT stands for?
In sports terms.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna just prove me wrong, but I thought it was personal trainer.
Exactly. Well, what does that tell you? We both need some PT.
So when are we doing it then? Come on, we need to.
I think
let's stop the talk. Let's make it happen. I'm down for it. I'm game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's. Are you coming to the press conference on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have a chat there.
Okay.
Let me have a think.
Okay.
We've got to do something. I'm going to have a run tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. My belly's.
I'm gonna tweet you a little.
Good man. Good man.
Thanks a lot for your time, Eddie. Thank you.